on, bro. Alright, so today we're gonna be continuing touch-ups on the car. I never filmed it, but I redid the hood. Let me put a picture of what the hood used to look like right here. Yeah, I basically redid the hood. I really hated that, but it turned out okay. As you can see, like, it's not really reflective. My prep was okay, but to finish off the job, I didn't finish it off right. So I'm gonna get that right. Yeah. So today we're gonna be doing a couple things. Today, first thing we're finna do is finna get the new headlights on. They just got here this morning. I'm really tired of looking at these old stock ugly ass headlights. Wow, got these O's. Yes, sir. LED strip, got a halo ring, black housing. But yeah, as you can see, these ones pre-wired. Just gotta wire the daytime running lights. All right, so I got the ugly ass bumper off. 1, 2, 3. I believe there's 3 screws. Screws out, but actually here you go, 4th one right here. So then you just gotta. So you take it out and you look and you see the very first plug you see, harness. I just went under it and I took a screwdriver and I pressed on the little tab and started wiggling it out. Press on it, come off, just that one. So here they are. They come with some yellow ass bulbs, so I'm gonna replace those. Those don't come in yet, but yeah, these shits look way better with the black housing. And this LED strip comes on with just like the light. But the halo ring, you gotta wire it up. One of these connectors right now, I couldn't care any less. And I'm gonna basically, so you guys know that my oil pump runs directly off the battery. So since I already have a switched source, I'm gonna just run those LEDs into that. So every time I turn the switch on to run, obviously every time I drive, the switch is gonna be on because I need the oil pump to be on. And so since the switch is on, obviously the halos are gonna be on. So this is my wire that runs to the oil pump under the bottom of the car from that said switch. I do have a test light, but I just decided to do it this way. It's just easy too. So like I said, you can see right there, tapped it into where my oil pump was. And then for this ground, just grounded it right there on the chassis. And for this halo on this side, you can't see it, but it's grounded to that screw behind it. Let me see if you can. Yeah, you can see the blue sticking out right there a little bit behind that. But yeah, it's grounded to that under there. You know, little ring terminals. Yeah, it looks sick. I did have a little fitment issues, but it was like hitting right there. So the hood was hitting the top of the headlight right there, or the side of the headlight, I guess, the inside of it. And the hood wouldn't close. It will close to the point where it would latch and not come back up, but it wouldn't click all the way down. So I just basically try to shift the headlights to the left and to the right as possible. And then I think my hood was also adjusted slightly weird because I took it off recently. I took the hood off recently, so made sure it was all the way back, tightened everything down. Yeah, it closed. The fitment's a little close, but it worked.
We're all handicapped
So,
and we're on the team.
It's not even nighttime. I just pulled into the garage and everything hella good.
Yo, no.
So, adding another layer of paint onto the hood, and I'm trying to add a little, like flake. So yeah, while all this is drying, I'm gonna jack the car up, take the turbo off, take the exhaust off, basically, because I actually have 2 leaks. So I have 1 leak on the Y pipe, and I have another leak towards the. And I also found one back on one of my welds. It's a slight leak. So since there's a lot of condensation also collects in the exhaust. So it was a nighttime and I started my car up and I moved it, and I looked on my driveway and there was the water drops coming out of the exhaust, obviously, right? But I noticed that there was some coming further up the exhaust as well. You see, here we are under the car. You see where I cut the trunk out. It's kind of shitty, but it's cool. Yeah, so here's the bottom of it. It's just sheet metal. So here's how the bottom looks. I don't want to just leave it open. So I kind of just flattened out the weld and re-welded it. Then I wrapped it up because I just had some extra wrap lying around and my shit is ugly anyway. So I was like, might as well wrap it. So I wrapped it and I ran out of metal zip ties. So I just used purple one because I had the yellow one, so like I had to do that shit for Kobe. So yeah, so I'm about to just put the turbo back. Gotta just put the turbo back on, and yeah, just put everything back together. So I did change that gasket on the white pipe. You can see that's the white pipe, and then there's just orange. I put some gasket maker a little bit, and then I put some on the outside so I can see if it's leaking, then it'll, you know, destroy the little thin layer of gasket maker I put on the outside. So oh yeah, and then I just got if you guys wonder what holds it up, I just got this little what's it called, like this AutoZone hanger. It holds up like with just that stock hanger right there, it holds up pretty well, but what happens is when I hit a bump, it bounces, so it just kind of touches right here, so it kind of just like hits. You can see right there, yeah, just like smacks right there. AutoZone hanger, and then you just drill a hole and put a bolt and a nut on the other side, and then yeah, it'll be cool. But so that's the setup from the side. So doesn't move up and down whatsoever. It does move side to side, which is cool with me. It's good to have a little play, you know, for the intercooler piping too, I think. But one more PSI more of boost than it was before, but I could still kind of hear it leaking, and it leaks like on and off. So basically, like I'll do like a dyno style run, like in fourth gear, and I'll go from like let's just say like 3,000, right? And I roll into it fourth gear. Once it gets to about 5,000 and it's making all the boost that it's gonna make, it I can hear it. It's coming from like under my seat, really, because that's like kind of where the white pipe is, under the seat. And that shit is like, I can hear it's going like, and all those like vibrations. Those are like little what is it, like little pockets of air basically escaping from the flange. So I think at this point I'm gonna probably cut those flanges off and just do V-bands on both of the white pipes, or not on both sides of the white pipe, just because I think that but yeah, like I said, I think I'm just gonna cut both of those 2-bolt flanges off and just go with some V-bands right there, just because the V-bands will just obviously work much better. Ideally with anything turbo, honestly, you kind of want to just go as much V-bands as you can, but like I said, this is a budget build, so I never had this issue before. This only started when I got rid of my original white pipe because I used it to make that mid-mount kit, but I ended up obviously not using it, so I picked up another white pipe on OfferUp. I inspected the whole white pipe to see that if it would leak anywhere, and it doesn't, but I'm thinking maybe I didn't look at the flange good enough. It might not be smooth or completely even, I guess, or my gaskets are just ass. Low-key, I might just cop some brand new ones, but I don't know, I'm leaning kind of leaning toward the V-bands, but I don't know. And it's only on the left side too, not the right side. If you're gonna do it cheap, do it right. Make sure you know what you're doing. And if you know what you're doing, then it'll probably be cheaper. So here you go.